Hey everyone, how's it going? It is your pal, Sal here. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm currently in the process of ranking all of the artists whose discographies I went through this year. And we are currently on my last one that I did, not the last ever, but the last for 2020, and that is Miss Miley Cyrus. So I gotta say, I couldn't be more thankful that I'm thankful for all of the discography journeys I went through, but this is kind of the one that almost didn't happen. It was kind of like, oh, I should do that, and I did it. It was just very like bizarre, but I'm happy I did it, and I'm happy I did it in the lead up to Plastic Hearts. And I'm happy because, I've discovered, quite frankly, one of my favorite albums, I think, out of her. And I just thought it would be fun to go through and tell you guys what my favorite albums from Miley are and just, have a little fun, do this. Now, keep in mind, this is my personal ranking. I am not doing what I think are her best albums because I couldn't even, with Miley, that would actually be hard. Actually, I could give you the first two. I really could. But maybe you get the drift. So without further ado, we are going to get started. So I'm not going to do the EPs because you get the EPs. But, so out of 7 albums, we have my least favorite, which is going to be, gotta pull it up real quick to make sure I can talk about it. But, it's Miley Cyrus and her dead pets. Now, here's the thing. There are some songs on here that have grown on me, but at the end of the day, this album, we're not even going to talk about, the psychedelic sounds. That's cool. It's too long. I understand that she was like, listen, this album could have been really, really good if a producer had come in and said, Miley, we got to cut some shit out of here. It goes on for too long. Like, it's so long. And you're just kind of like, by the end of it, you're like, oh my God. Now, with that being said, I really don't have an issue with the content here. I think there are some very nice and pretty songs, such as Karen, Don't Be Sad, the Floyd song. I do kind of like Space Boots. Baby Talk has really grown on me because I just love that she's just talking to me. I feel that. I do like Bang Me Box, Cyrus Skies, I forgive you, and about that bit, or whatever it was. I Get So Scared, Lighter, One Sun, Pablo the Blowfish, Miley, Tibetan Bowls, and the Twinkle song. I like all these songs. I think they're fine, nice songs. Nothing that's like a hit, but here's the thing, is that it's too long. And that it just doesn't feel like an album at the end of the day. It feels like a very odd project. And some people were saying that Miley is a trendsetter, which, in a sense she is, because she was one of the first ever people to release an album with, even though technically she didn't do it first, but let's just say in the early stages of people doing these albums, just dropping it, no promo release, and they're like, that's so cool. And I'm like, to me, I hate that shit. I want a promo. I want the first lead single. I want the structure of when an album comes out. I am sick and tired of surprise. And, not that it makes me that angry, but I want an event. I don't want a drop. Here you go. No, I hate surprises. So I don't know if I'm all for that. But yeah, Miley Cyrus and her dead pets, to me, maybe one day if I'm ever high, I'll come back to you and talk about what I felt. But as for now, nah. All right, album number 6 is Meet Miley Cyrus. I think with this album, it comes down to is that it's just okay. There are some good songs, but as an album, it's nothing like, oh my God. The songs, I only knew I Miss You going in here, but my favorite songs out of this album are See You Again, East Northumberland High, Let's Dance. I do like As I Am Now, I have to say that. Start All Over. And Clear and Good and Broken, but a lot of these songs could have honestly gone to anybody. Miley did have a hand in writing some of them, so I do appreciate that, but I don't feel it represents her, in a sense, or anything groundbreaking that she would do later in the career. But I do occasionally listen to it, but and this one's just okay to me. Okay, album number 5 is Breakout. I think with Breakout is that I like the fact that it expands on some of the things that we heard on Meet Miley Cyrus. I think what comes down with Breakout to me is that, again, this one doesn't feel as much of a cohesive album. It feels like a bunch of songs, and then they made an album, and it's good. It's good. There are some really good songs on here, obviously Breakout, which I learned was originally a Katy Perry song, which is mind-blowing. 7 Things, I really have to say I do love the driveway. The way she says, but I got nothing to show. I love that take, that vocal. Oh my God. Obviously the single's Fly on the Wall. I like Bottom of the Ocean. Do-do-do. These Four Walls, Simple Song. I like the Hovering. I think that there are some good songs on here, but this is probably still not like an album to me. You know what I mean? It's just because it's, again, still very much controlled by Disney, but she was about to not be tamed anymore after this. Okay, album number 4 is Younger Now. What I love about Younger Now is that, again, this is probably, I would argue, I would argue it's her second now at this stage of the game, but her most cohesive album. I love the structure of it. I feel like I understand why a lot of people don't like this album, because it's not really like shocking in the way some of her other albums are, but that's okay to me. I kind of like that she dialed it back a little bit, said I'm gonna calm down right now and do this album. Younger Now has grown on me so much. Before I listened to this album, I was kind of like, yeah, Younger Now, I like it. I would rather listen to Younger Now than Malibu at this stage of the game. I really do like Younger Now. I feel it in my soul. Some of the songs I didn't know before going in: Week Without You, Miss You So Much, Thinkin', Bad Mood. The songs I don't really care for are I Would Die For You. I was kind of over that one. Inspired is okay. But there are some really pretty, again, if not consistent with this album. Rainbow Land is obviously adorable, but I think that the one for me that I'm kind of sad wasn't a single was probably Week Without You, because I think it's really sweet. Okay, album number 3 is Bangerz. So this was the only album I knew going into Miley Cyrus's discography, and it's really weird because I thought that this would be my number 1. And what's funny is that when I think of Bangerz, I don't think of an album. I really just think of these songs that I kind of, loved and really did like. And the songs that I didn't know, the one that did grow on me was Maybe You're Right, because I didn't really remember that one. But Someone Else, I don't know, it still doesn't really do much for me. Hands in the Air, that doesn't really do much for me. It's a shame, I think, with this album, and also, one of the other ones, is that it was robbed of so many potential singles. This could have been even, the Bangerz era was arguably her biggest era, and it could have been even bigger had they had pushed out a few more singles, and I think that's the shame of it. Now, the one thing that I was thinking too, as we all know, Miley has her mullet right now, and I remember thinking, like, when this era started, I was like, I don't know if I really like the mullet, but then I went back and I looked at some of the clips from the Bangerz tour, and I realized, if I don't like the mullet, the short blonde hair did not suit her well. There's that meme that went around for many years. It's like where she's in the weed outfit during Love Money Party, and it's like after Hogwarts, times were tough for Draco Malfoy, and I was like, ooh. I was like, yeah. So that haircut, that kind of taints it a little bit for me at this stage of the game, and now I'm like, the mullet is gorgeous compared to it. So this is an era, it's a time, it'll always have a special place in my heart, but I think the other two have just surpassed it to me. Album number 2 is Plastic Hearts. So before I continue, for all intents and purposes, this is her best album. Like, it's so good, it's so cohesive, her voice sounds incredible. Just personally, I like the one I picked as number 1 just a tad more, but this album is so good, and it's doing fairly well right now. I think she really needs to push out another single. I don't understand why Plastic Hearts has not been a single. It's doing so well on TikTok, and the fact that it's not a single, or is it? Hang on. I should double check these things before I film this, but Plastic Hearts, Miley Cyrus, just gonna type it in and make sure. God, my Wi-Fi could not be any slower. Come on. Yeah, it's still not a single, so they need to work on that, I think. And then the fact that her label, what's her label again? I forget, it was RCA, yeah. They're kind of sabotaging her a little bit, and it's kind of like, really? Like, can this girl ever get a break? But there's so many good songs on here. My personal favorites are High and Hate Me. Just, playing those songs back to back, they just do something to me. Angels Like You, oh my god. Even though I don't agree with it lyrically, because I ain't ever met no damn angel, I feel it. The one song that is like, it's actually grown a little less on me is Prisoner, because after going through Dua Lipa's album and just kind of liking it and finding out that it was nominated for a pop vocal. If it was nominated for pop album of the year, fine, cool album. We're talking about all the components put together. But I feel when you're talking about vocal, it's about the vocal, and there is absolutely no character or anything in the vocals of Dua Lipa. And it's so funny to me how much Miley has so much presence, like so much, chutzpah, if you will. And people are talking about this other girl that's on, not necessarily with this song, but in terms of like conversations of like the gram. Well, honest, this album wasn't eligible anyway. But you know, it's just kind of like, really, people, really, like. I kind of wish Miley had made it a solo, because she did it live as a solo and it sounds so much better. Miley could have acted Dua Lipa's part and given it more character than Dua Lipa could have done. So yeah, I just have to put that out there. But regardless of that, it's an amazing album. It's so consistent and I absolutely love it. Okay, album number 1 for your pal Sal is Cant Be Tamed. This album does something to me. I love the pop. I mean, here's the thing, is that there was a meme going out on Twitter, and I forgot who posted it, but it was basically, Cant Be Tamed walked so Plastic Hearts could run. If you really think about it, there are so many elements on here that are very similar to Plastic Hearts in terms of production, the rockier sound. We went more pop with Cant Be Tamed, but it's clear where she was gonna go from the get-go. So the songs on here that I love: Who Owns My Heart, Liberty Walk, Two More Lonely People, Permanent, oh my god, Permanent December. The one that's really I've been feeling it in my soul lately is Robot. The production elements are just, oh my god. Like, oh my god. I would rank this because I'm gonna be doing, hopefully, I might ixnay on it, but top 10 albums I learned in 2020. This is in that top 10. Oh my god. I love this album. She was telling us years ago she couldn't be tamed, and she cannot. I just think that there are so many good songs on this album. It's so much fun to listen to. It's such an easy listen to. It's epic. It's great. I love her vocals on it. I will say that I think it's technically, in the scheme of things, her second best album, but it's my favorite, and I stand by Cant Be Tamed. Okay, guys, so those are my Miley Cyrus albums ranked. I have to say, going on this journey has just been incredible. And knowing that Miley is still one of the you know, more modern artists that I've reacted to, and one of the few that I'll tolerate to listen to. Not that it's like I need to tolerate Miley, because she's great. I'm really hoping the best for her in the Plastic Hearts era, because she so deserves it. She so deserves it. And these kids that are playing or streaming and all this, they're just so stupid for who they're listening to. And it makes me sad. But it's okay. It's okay. It's fine, because, you know what, at the end of the day, talent will always triumph over everything. So, I mean, at the end of the day, and it's all subjective. It's all what you think. But come on, guys. Miley's it. Miley's the shit, and you got to get with it. And we love her. I'm so happy that I know her more now. I feel I do feel a little connected to her. I'm mad that I didn't know her discography as well as I should have, but now I do, and that's all that matters. So what are your guys' personal rankings of Miley Cyrus albums? Let me know in the comments below. As always, do not forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at Salvador J. Rocha, Twitter at Sal Says Stuff, and I will see you guys very soon. You have an amazing night, day, and remember, you can't be tamed, and do your own little liberty walk. Bye, guys.